vanishing, solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be. For justice, wheels keep turning, granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When granny's crime busters ride, no victims left in pain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this fine night? Hello, Ginger and Lori, my two lovely mods. Welcome in, welcome in. Anna, hello. Tammy, hello. Let's see, I guess that's all we've got going on right now. We will get started with Spotlight on the Missing. Today we have Sarah Camille Michelle Aklas, I think. Missing since yesterday, guys, July 21st, last seen in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, she is a 15-year-old female. Both photos shown are of Sarah, okay? If anyone knows anything about her disappearance, where she may be, please call the Atlanta, Georgia Police Department or 911. We need to bring our kids home. It's important. Too many missing children. Let's not forget about Jonathan Wang, missing since March 30th of this year, 21-year-old, high-functioning autistic male. Last sighting believed to be in Kirkland, Washington. Even though he is high-functioning, he does answer to his name, but he only presents himself as a 10-year-old, so he needs to be home. If anybody knows anything, just call 911 right away. Our little buddy, still drama going on in his case, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I guess Stephen Fisher still at it again, guys. And of course, we know that we don't believe anything he says. So $500,000 reward for Sebastian. He needs to come home to his daddy. Travis Decker is still out there, guys. He could look like any of these pictures. The picture on the far left is what he looked like when he picked up his little girls for the weekend, or I think it was just supposed to be a night or something. I don't know. He had his hair pulled back into a ponytail. He's wanted for 3 counts of first-degree red rum and first-degree kidnapping and taking the lives of his 3 precious little girls, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, seen there with their mom. He's considered to be armed and dangerous. Do not approach him. If you do see him, just call 911. All right. Hello, Crystal. Good to see you. Prayer Warrior. Hello. Walla, hey. Good to see you. So when I was, yeah, I haven't heard if they've gone back to searching in the original spot or just what they're doing. I don't know. I know that they did go and investigate the last sighting, and it was not him. They talked to the gentleman who was mistaken for him. So it was not him, but yeah, just sad because I think that mother needs some peace, right? And she's not going to have peace. I mean, she was able to lay her babies to rest, right? But she's not going to have peace until he's caught and off the streets, right? I mean, I don't know if she's afraid, but I would be, knowing that he took the lives of my 3 babies. Would he be coming for her, right? I'd be afraid if I were her. Not saying he's threatened that, but not saying he can't do it either, right? Hello, Mary Dalmatian. Good to see you. Barefoot Bandit was on the run in the woods for 2 years before they found him. Yeah. And, for anybody that's trained in the woods like Travis Decker is, where they can live off the woods, that'd be tough. Really tough. Oh, goodness. All right. So when I was going into Facebook to get together our little clip to listen to Janie, they did put up a bunch of texts from Daniel. So I thought we would go over those first. Discuss those. Evidently somebody accused him of cheating his polygraph exam. First of all, I don't think anybody would think that major crimes faked anything. I don't believe that law enforcement would do that. Why waste their time? Seriously. But people have been known to pass an exam, right? They have been known to do that. And, false positives kind of thing. Rugs can do it, things like that. So he's obviously upset that anybody thought that he would dare cheat on the polygraph exam. How dare us think that Daniel would do anything like that, guys? He would never. I'm kidding. That pic going viral is from a year ago, and the black eye is a result of Lilly and Jack fighting over toys, which children do. So, once again, he is blaming the black eyes on the kids. Heaven forbid he didn't touch them. He says, I did over 30 on-camera interviews. Let's see. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you. All right. Let's continue on. No, you, Sam, just want others to have the same perspective you do. Your belief system doesn't take into account the data presented. Not sure what he means there. Evidently somebody wasn't agreeing with him. This is concerning to me because he said, I have Malaya's court documents at the house from the custody battle with Cody. Malaya left all her belongings at the house. The documents say awful stuff about Cody. Well, first of all, those are Malaya's documents and he shouldn't be looking at them. My opinion. But, guys, he's still a good guy. Even though he looked at those documents, I'm not going to release anything because it's not right to do so. I'm sorry. This guy drives me crazy, right? Are there any videos of him with the kids or family together? There was only the birthday video. I'm not even sure where to find that. I saw it once. I didn't save it or anything. That's the only one I've seen. I don't, I'm not sure, prayer warrior. um, maybe because yeah, he was. I mean, I don't know where these came from, like anything like that. They're obviously, I think, um, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say, except that I've got them in the group on Facebook. Okay, that's where I'm getting them from. But and the link is in the description. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he thinks. Is it because people are trying to get him to talk on YouTube, which he's saying he absolutely is not going to do, right? Um, but still, Lacey, settle down. Yeah. Well, the tone and everything sounds like the way he talks. So without being able to absolutely prove it myself, I don't know what to tell you. Um, I think it's him, but I can't say 100%. What does Cody have to do with Daniel or the missing kids? What does that matter, Daniel? Yeah. Um, honestly, Cody's been out of their lives and out of Malaya's life for how long? You know what I'm saying? So he he's an extremely jealous person is all I got to say. You should teach your boy about boundaries, yeah, for sure. But uh, you know, here's the thing. I think she was all up in their business as well. So maybe she doesn't know boundaries either, right? He could be getting whacked on something or drinking and getting paranoid and trying to save face. Could be. Aw, thank you, Nanya. All right, so let's continue on. CPS came to the house because school teachers were concerned with Lily and Jack's behavior. They offered a support system to reach out to for their behavioral issues. They came from a trauma-filled home before me. If that's the case, then why wasn't CPS called when Malaya first moved in with them? I'm just saying. It's just before they go to they get Lacey, behave. She's going nuts with something outside. Um anyway, yeah, why why did they come, you know, months before the kids went missing, right? Why didn't they come earlier when Malaya first moved in with Daniel? If she came from a trauma-filled home before that. My question. Trolls online are many, but my message inbox is all support. Hmm. No judge away, everyone has the right to. No, judge away, everyone has the right to. Oh, so he's telling us we can judge him. Yeah, I don't buy his CPS version. No, absolutely not. Yeah, Malaya was living with her grandmother, Patty. So tell me that that was a bad home. I think he's referencing when she lived with Cody, but that's not where she lived before she moved in with him. So, oh, thank you, Nanya. I love this chat. Y'all are so pleasant and welcoming. So much love to y'all with your big hearts, taking time away from your own lives for these missing kids. Yeah. Well, and we love you too. On what channel or with what news did Malaya actually speak out on originally? I, I guess I didn't pay attention to which ones. No, um, they show them all. Let me grab that link for you guys. There's a link that has all of the interviews. I think all of them. I haven't looked at it quite lately, but um this has everything, honestly, guys. And you could even look up that first interview. So there's the link. You have a theory on the posters. Okay, well, share. I bet your inbox is full of support, Daniel. Women who think they can get the truth out of you. You know, guys, it never ceases to amaze me how women are attracted to, I guess, bad boys, you know. And there's no clearer picture of that than knowing that Brian Koberger has gotten a lot of fan mail. So has Wade Wilson, who took the lives of those two women randomly, right? Just and we've heard. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Jumpsuit Pablo. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's funnier than heck. Um, he plays phone calls from prison with Wade Wilson, and it it amazes me how women call and just they fall in love with this guy. I, and I suppose the same thing is true for Daniel. It's just sickening, in my opinion. Posters, it makes no sense to put them out now unless people want to draw attention to the videos. Um, I would here's what I would say about that, Walla. Um, the more that Jack and Lily's faces are out there, even if they're no longer with us, which I don't believe they are, but the more that their faces are out there, the more chance that somebody might have seen something and can call in. Maybe they didn't think it was a big deal before, but then they're like, oh my gosh, these kids are missing? Really? Oh, wow, I better call in, right? They saw something, whatever. So That's why we continue with the awareness. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Joanne. Daniel is in a self-inflicted riptide and swimming against it the more he opens his mouth. That is a good visual. It really is. I'm guilty, but not of somebody that's been convicted. I'm not of somebody that's been convicted of something. Really, not at all. Narcissists can be very charming and big on the love bombing. Yes, they can. Yeah. Hi, Shauna. Yes, it's disgusting, isn't it? So what that he has blue eyes? There are a lot of other men out there with blue eyes that are much better looking. I'm sorry. He is just not my type. Yeah. Yep. Those of us who have been in DV situations know exactly what kind of sentence that is, don't we? Yeah, he loves the attention. Sure does. Hello, Brian. My day's going well. It's going well. I've been busy today, working stuff out. Okay. So, let's see. She shocked RCMP when she left. She left right in front of major crime investigators, too. Um, I'm not going to take his word for this. I'm just not. We don't know that she shocked RCMP when she left. We don't know that she didn't tell somebody, right? I'm just saying. I I have a hard time believing this man at all. At all. The video of the apple picking is from last year. Wade filmed it, which is Cindy's boyfriend. Okay. So Cindy is Malaya's mom. And so the apple picking was a year ago. No, you're lucky investigators hate me talking. Oh, so we're lucky that he's talking, guys. We're so very blessed. My mama told me everybody's got her eyes. Some people got brown eyes, some people got blue eyes with blue eyes that Shauna, I don't want to think of my eyes as poo-poo. Come on. The children seem to love their grandma. It's like I said, kids are going to love, you know. They may fear people, but they're going to love, right? Because they don't know any better. We all have every reason not to believe any of them. Yeah. Yep. And if he's right, they told him to shut up, then he's being pretty stupid. It cracks me up. No, you're lucky. Investigators hate me talking. I always need a laugh. Always. Me, Darren, and Mom are the only ones to speak out. And don't we know it, Daniel, right? Don't we know it? We know very well that you and Darren and Mom are the only ones to talk. And we're listening. We are listening, aren't we? We're we're analyzing everything you say, Daniel. Hello, Bobby. No, unfortunately, you haven't missed any good news. That's right. It's sad, but many children blame themselves. That's no different than women who have suffered, or men who have suffered DV, right? Guys, they blame themselves at first, thinking it's their fault. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have bought that extra $10 worth of groceries. Um, whatever it may be. Apparently he didn't know how to follow instructions. Oh, but he seriously, he's just blessing these people with talking. He really thinks that. It reminds me of Chris Proudfoot saying, "Well, your viewership went up over 1,000 subscribers since I came in here." Patting himself on the back. It's sad that the walls have eyes. It's said that the walls have eyes. It would be nice if they had a mouth to tell us what they've seen, wouldn't it? I'd like to know what happened. Honestly. And here you go. Major Crimes urges me not to talk live. Come on, guys. Major Crimes isn't going to tell him to talk live. They're going to say, if they're going to tell him not to talk, they're going to tell him not to talk at all. What's the difference? You think they want him doing this either? I mean, my story of events would sway too much pressure on individuals or parties involved. Plus, one slip up of evidence could harm the ongoing investigation. The risk is too great. Oh my goodness. What a bunch of BS. My mom takes it hard, but I tell her in time things will change. But time can't ever be reversed. Children don't get younger. You know what? They don't come back to life either, Daniel. My mom takes it hard. She's worried you're going to jail. The Netflix thing was a joke based on the ridiculousness of this case. It's supposed to be about two missing children, and the world is making up insane stories and accusations. I know I'm not allowed to make a joke, so I expect it to be bashed. We all knew the Netflix thing wasn't a possibility in the first place. Uh, well, Danny Boy, there may be some more interesting documents out soon enough. You know something, Sandra? Please share. Hurting my brain. Yes, I know. Well, and the same per warrior. Yes, Chris Proudfoot was stupid, right? he liked to come across like he wasn't pervy to anything. Didn't even know the right word, privy. Um, Machete. Didn't know how to say machete. Um, he liked to use all these words. He didn't know what they were. He has rocks for brains, in my opinion. And Daniel is acting just like him. Good point. It's not about Daniel, right? We want to know what happened to those babies. What are you so angry about, Janie? Angry and scared is what Janie is. First one to talk might get to walk. Hold your own and your own son's actions accountable or be haunted forever. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, was it in Sebastian's case or in this case that I think it was Sebastian's, where TBI said, we have not told anybody not to talk. So I doubt RCMP or Major Crimes is saying anything either. Who knows? I don't know. USA Libertarian, welcome in. Why are investigators opposed to publicity for the case? I don't think they are. But I know that they don't appreciate this kind of behavior, right? Like even in the Sebastian Rogers case and this case now, parents of the missing children, all except for Malaya, going online, talking to YouTube creators, and everything gets blown out of proportion. Rumors run rampant, right? They don't like that part, right? They don't like that. Hello, Anne. Good to see you. You might ask yourself why Malaya left all her belongings at the house. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the fact that her 2 children have disappeared and what do belongings matter after that? When your safety and the safety of your one baby left is at stake, the last thing you're going to care about is material possessions. Seriously, that is the least of your worries, right? Oh yeah. He doesn't realize it, does he? He thinks he can tell everybody what they're going to do and say and think, right? Oh, what a martyr. Let's all get our violins out. Osprey, you're funny. So let's see. Give Daniel a quarter and tell him to call someone who cares. Yeah. Wow. I had a chance to watch more videos and have an entirely different perspective on the case. Now I understand what people meant by the discrepancies. Pays to watch different channels. Yes. it pays to stick with the truth, the facts, because there is so much garbage out there. Hello, Explorer. All right, let's continue on. Believe it or not, I think is what he meant. Lilly had a black eye from Wednesday, 2 days before the disappearance. A Tonka truck swung up and hit her in the face. Yeah, how did this Tonka truck just swing up? How did it just miraculously swing up? Oh, wow. She pushed down on it when she was going around the floor. It swung up and hit her in the face. Oh my gosh. I didn't hear that one. I heard that a Tonka truck allegedly, but I thought it was Jack that hit her with the Tonka truck. I didn't know it just swung up and hit her in the face. Isn't that amazing? Wow. No, the school didn't know how to deal with Jack and Lilly. Oh my gosh, guys. If I was the school, I would sue him for everything. How oh that makes me angry for the school. Yeah, Chris Watts, exactly the same, Sandra. You know what, Explorer? You're not the one that's foolish, okay? All of us in the beginning trusted people, right? We did. We don't just start out in a case and make a determination that we think someone's guilty. We start out feeling badly for the parents, and and we listen to them talk, and but then when stories start changing, I mean, inconsistent statements over and over and over and over again, you can't help it. So don't feel foolish, right? Don't, because we've all been there, right? Yeah, that was a magic truck. Guys, I am going to say this, and I know we don't talk about other channels in here, which I don't want, right? But I was listening to a channel. Um let me see, how do I try this story? Okay. Um I guess I just gonna have to say it. Okay. So in the Quentin Simon case, Dolly Vision had gone out and they were videotaping him walking in front of the home where Quentin Simon was red-rummed. And it was at night. And as he was walking, this little apparition came out and was running behind him. And then after it got past Dolly, um, it, kind of dissolved into air, right? And it was actual footage, right? It was live and people were seeing it as it happened. And they're saying, Dolly, you have a ghost behind you, right? And he's like, I don't see anything. What are you talking about? Right. So I have that on my brain today about ghosts, you know, believing them or not. I don't know, right? I don't know because I've never seen one, but I gotta say that what did the ghost pick up the truck and smack Lily in the face with it? That's the first thing I thought of when I read that. Uh, hello, Missy, the Canadian cat lady. Hello, hello. I'm good. I am good. I don't know. I don't know if Patty knows about it. I haven't seen any links from her or anything, so I don't know. According to Belinda, the school said Jack was a lovely boy. She saw videos and pictures. Isn't that awesome? Awesome. I love the truth verification unit. I love I love the name of that unit and I love what it does. Let me see here. Yeah. So many black eyes for these children and don't need to be sorry. I don't believe they did it to each other. Do I think kids can do that? Absolutely. But guys, not to the degree that these kids seem to have them, right? Um, my youngest, I've told you guys before how she was kind of like a terror, right? She just was ADHD. Um, she got mad at her older sister and she kicked her in the face and she broke her nose. So it can happen, right? It can happen just that quickly. You've never had a black eye? I left my kid's dad with 2 black eyes. My glasses were broken, and I was 7 months pregnant. He tried to push me down the stairs as well. So, I've had black eyes. Paranormal, the missing and victims see all we do for them. I do believe that, especially innocent babies. I believe that they are in heaven. And I do believe they see everything. Exactly, Sandra. RCMP and Major Crimes knew exactly where to find Malaya. They didn't need her to be in their trailer. I'm everybody's granny. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I didn't get black eyes from that, though. Oh, yeah. That was many, many years ago. Back in, um, trying to think of the year, 1979. It's many years ago. Many years ago. Yeah, my youngest never did that again after she kicked her sister. She learned not to do that. Oh, I was mad. All right. I appreciate the public's help. I truly do. The internet is a cruel place, though. Oh man, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Where's the violins, Walla? She was hugging me and crying on my shoulder, then poof, she left. Here's my thought on that. She believed the narrative that Daniel and Janie gave her, and whenever they got their briefing that day, whatever the RCMP told her, she realized that there was something really wrong, and that's why she left. Of course I will. It's an honor for you guys to even ask me that. I believe Lily and Jack know we choose them and will fight for justice. No one chose them on earth, so they see the ones who are, yeah, at the moment, in my opinion. Energy never dies, just takes on different forms. Gotcha. There's the violins, right? But yes, Missy, I agree with you 100%. 100%. I believe they're looking down and they know our hearts are with them. And that is true. The internet can be a cruel place, no doubt about it. Um, you would think if you really believe that, you would just stay off of it. But you know what? Let him keep talking. He's gonna dig his own grave eventually. Does he sound like he's got a new girlfriend? Nope. Um, I don't think the girlfriend is who he may think she is, in my opinion. I really don't. I don't know if he's figured it out yet or not, but the Mariska, hello, hello. But the creators love them dropping in to give them more to talk about. I hear what you're saying, Mariska. I hear what you're saying. Because we do look at their statements, but I have to be honest with you. I don't like them coming in here. They're nasty. Durwood was only in here once, and he made two statements and he was out of here. Right? Um, you don't see me trying to talk to the parents. Does does that get people to come and view your channel? Absolutely it does, but it always causes drama and trouble for everybody involved, the channel, the family, everybody. I mean, it just always becomes a drama frenzy, and so I purposely stay away from that. I try to We do a lot of statement analysis here to try and figure out if there's leakage in what they're saying, right? And who's responsible, right? What happened to these children? Who's responsible? That's what we try to figure out here. That's what I think, Bobby. That's what I think. I mean, of course, she's going to lean on her partner at first, but then when she realizes something's insanely wrong, see ya, right? That's true, Walla. That is true. She did say that. Malaya put her head on her shoulder in a private chat. So interesting. No worries, Shauna. I lost my parents too, so having a granny is beautiful and comforting. Aw. Appreciate that, Missy. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's not who Daniel thinks she is. She um she exists, Bobby, but how do I say this? Uh, she exists, but I was told something in confidence, so I'm trying to be careful. She exists. She was in his life. I don't know if she still is. He thinks she's his girlfriend. That's about all I can say. Not a YouTuber. Not a YouTuber, Canadian. That's very true. Going from channel to channel allows you to decipher fact from fiction. Um, Shauna, no worries. You don't have to apologize, hon. Um, Going from channel to channel, yeah, it does. It allows you to see different things. Um, if you have some, here's what I'm going to say. Um, some some people can be gullible, okay? And so I think going to, some channels could be very hurtful, you know, um, to them in the long run. But, when I'm thinking of the Sebastian Rogers case when I say that, because we all know there came a great divide, right? And people called them hate channels. Well, here at Granny's Crime Busters, we call them obstacles because they were just obstacles that we had to deal with, and we did a really good job of staying out of. We were kind of in the middle, you know, just out of the whole thing, right? We did a really good job of that. I'm proud of us for not getting entrenched in that garbage. And we're trying to do the same thing here. It hasn't been as easy, I don't think, in this one as it was in Sebastian's case, but we're we're doing our best. Yeah, I I sometimes I wonder it. Sometimes I think, oh, should I try? And then something happens and more blows up, and I'm like, nope, I made the right decision. So everybody, please keep reminding me. Lori, Ginger, keep reminding me that it's best that I stay away. It's okay, Shauna. You're all right. I've gotten attacked for being too nice and too sweet. Yeah. Well, I get attacked for giggling. Um, yeah. So, that's the internet for you, right? That is the internet. Yes, and that's exactly what it's caused on a few other channels. Nothing but drama and BS, and a lot of it, right? A lot of it. It's horrible. Exactly, Explorer, right? The chats become chaotic when they drop in. It's distracting, and you easily lose focus on what's important. The children, right? You easily lose focus. Yeah, the schools don't know how to deal with all the kids. Um, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't want them giving him a chance, but to put lies on your channel, that's crazy to give a murderer a platform. Yeah. Um, oh, that's okay. I am hoping she is what I've always thought she is. Yeah. I mean, you guys can say who you think. I just can't confirm what I was told. Shauna gets the Giggle Award for tonight. Congratulations, Shauna. Maybe we should have a Giggle Award, right? Maybe, hey, that's a really good members only live that we could have. The first person to make Granny giggle gets a Giggle Award or something. Oh, you're, honey, you're not going to get kicked off. We know you didn't mean what you what you put in there, so don't worry about it. That's very true, right? We didn't start supporting Seth until they showed his time cards and showed his alibi was solid. You know, we reserved our judgment here until we had proof. And in the meantime, we felt sorry. But, for all we felt sorry for him, but we didn't support him until we had the proof. By this time already, when we got that, there were already inconsistent statements from Katie and Chris, plus the fact that they left. So they were kind of digging their own hole at the same time as well. I know, right? I love that. I love that. I'm gonna have to do some brainstorming on that, Missy. Since it's kind of a staple here, right? All right, let's continue on with Daniel, unfortunately. Slow down the questions, that would help. Oh, I already have access to the best lawyers. I did message people that showed support, but it soon turned into people trying to extract information. Gee, what did you expect, Daniel? I'm not sure if Malaya checked on the kids when marking them absent. I was asleep at 6:17 a.m. The judgment doesn't bother me. I have the understanding that humans judge. Everyone deserves the right to. It's just on a worldwide scale. Also, he's not bothered that we judge him, guys. Then my question is, why does he come out and want to set the record straight? Who's he trying to protect? Make grannies giggle a ringtone. Oh no. I believe they are alive, hence the $150,000 reward and polygraph examinations administered were on the death of Lilly and Jack. It's still considered a missing persons case. The pivot over to crime investigation has not begun. BS. BS. That's BS. Guys, that is total BS. And Chris Proudfoot was the same way, wasn't he? It's not a crime investigation yet, right? Um, Mariska, I actually talked with the girlfriend of this new girl that's in his life, um, by email. And the judgment is absolutely driving him nuts. Yes, it is. Without laughter and fun, your world becomes miserable, gray, and no one wants to be around situations or people like that. Add fun plus every equation in your life, happier, more joyful. You are going to love our grannyism for tonight, Missy. Okay. Certainly are unwise people who are willing to invite trouble into their lives. I wonder if it is someone from a group or is group therapy meeting for addicts. Yes. Yeah. Um, I don't know if Canada's still the same way, but I will say this. When the reward was offered up by FBI for Sebastian, um, a retired FBI agent went public and stated that they don't do that unless it's a criminal investigation, even though it's not put out there specifically saying this is criminal. So typically when a reward is given, it is a criminal investigation. Exactly. They've collected evidence. Forensics is being done. Yeah. I haven't left my house in 2 years. I'm really not brave, but I'm trying. You'll pray for me. That's something I'm fighting. Absolutely. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers for sure. That's right. That's right, Walla. Missing person, sure, but they said they believed they were deceased very early on. Also, crime unit was there. Wasn't it the second or third day, guys? Yeah. And the truth verification unit. I mean, that unit alone should scare the bejesus out of Daniel. Seriously. Could the reward they're offering just be bait and they're waiting for the right bite? I think the biggest thing is they're trying to find the kids, right? They want the kids. But that doesn't mean not having the kids will stop them. They get all the right evidence. Right? I mean, that alone, that unit alone should scare the crap out of him. But he's too narcissistic to be scared. That's the whole thing. They never feel they're in trouble for anything. No, I don't. Come come on, guys. Does that look like a double agent? Please. Seriously, I don't think so. If it is, um, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I would be shocked as all get out if Durwood was a double agent, guys. Come on. I don't think so. Right. Exactly, Canadian cat lady. If he didn't do anything to the kids, he should smarten up and tell the truth no matter what. But see, he doesn't think he's trying to put across the narrative that him and his mom are just golden, you know? Aw, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. That's that's the real thing. We are a family here. It's exactly right. Too narcissistic to be scared. Exactly. All right, let's major crimes only urges me not to engage with questions containing evidence. There's a mountain of evidence not displayed online that only me and major crimes knows. Oh God, he's so full of it. That's why many questions I don't answer because it leads down a rabbit hole of speculation. It's questions you don't answer, Daniel, because they hit too close to home. That's why you don't answer them. And excuse me, that only you and major crimes knows? Oh my gosh. Methinks you think too highly of yourself, buddy. Oh, Anybody have a headache yet? I do. Oh, and this one makes me mad. I see red. Blame the victim. He's too sexy for his shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the thing. It isn't going to take much for you guys to get me giggling. Oh, can I make a what? Oh, an AI song about that paragraph and Super D. I could try. Yeah. You know, you get more flies with honey. Of course they're gonna befriend him. Of course they're gonna let him think, you know. Guys, seriously. I I do not believe that if Daniel really was what do I want to say? In good and not a suspect, right? That he wouldn't be doing all this talking. He wouldn't have given inconsistent statements. You know, no, not the black eye paragraph. Which one? Which one? Oh, AI song about Bewitched being too sexy for his chair. Oh my gosh. Um, okay. I will work on that and I will set up a members only, guys, because I don't want I don't oh, I don't know. I will work on it. That's why she and Jack has us as their voices now. Justice is coming for sure. I believe Dee is slightly confused. But here's the thing. Daniel keeps saying like he's so close with them, and Janie was screaming and crying that they're not telling them anything. They haven't talked to them for weeks. Who's telling the truth here? I kind of believe Janie. Just saying. All my songs, my intro, my membership song, my thank you songs, they're all AI, guys. They all are AI. My Sebastian song, AI. I love AI for that. I kind of put in words that I want and it comes out with a full song. I never use a full song. Ginger, can you rap too? Yeah, life is too short. Life is too short. Um, I forgave him a long time ago. I had to focus on my children, right? At the time. So, yeah, yeah. You know, I like to share some of that stuff here and there. Um, not not to bring attention to me, guys, but just to so that people understand I've been through DV. I've been through some horrific things, but we can still move on. We can find the healing, we can find the strength, there's still life after that, right? We don't have to be miserable for the rest of our lives. We don't. No worries, Shauna. No worries. All right, so let's continue on here. Oh, boo-hoo. We need violins again, Walla. I'm sitting here on my own free will, and the world doesn't see that or respect it. I need some violin music, don't I? That's something I don't have queued up. I'll have to get some, especially if we're gonna have to watch Daniel for any length of time. I don't know what question he was answering. Yes and no. Some is to put pressure on the parties that may have involvement, but through that pressure, there is honestly, like a truckload of gravel, there is gold buried inside. What? All right. Statement analysis. Mike Demand, where are you when we need you? A truckload of gravel, guys. And we know that there was new gravel laid down. Gold is buried inside. Those children were gold, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps. Oh, I'm right there with you. I done too. You know what? And this isn't everybody, I get that. But I'll just tell you, my ex just texted me last week wanting me back. I told him, I do not need a man to make me happy, right? So I can't pick him. I'm not going to go there again. Durwood can't come in here. We banned him, Sandra, after his last excursion. Yeah. Why ask for cadaver dogs if the kids are alive? You're welcome, Shauna. Did I hear respect out of him? Janie, Janie, get your shovel. There's gold in them there piles of gravel. Oh my gosh. I seriously, I want to know. Oh my gosh. Does that mean he's using the gravel to work in the yard? Well, we do know, let me see if I've got that picture. Um, just looking here. There was new gravel. It was by the steps of the shed shown at the bottom right, but I don't think I have a close-up of where that was. Doggone it. Yeah, I don't have a close-up of that, but yes, there was new gravel put out. Yes, it's called leakage. Exactly. Exactly. The cadaver dogs would indicate if there was an unalived body at any time. Exactly. Tiniest violin incoming. Yes. I don't know. I got goosebumps when I read this and realized what he said. That last sentence, like a truckload of gravel, there is gold buried inside. That is leakage, in my opinion. That is leakage. Due to the high profile, I have access is not a concern. The chance for exposure is career boosting. is, it, is he stupid? Oh my God. Does he really think he's going to get his career boosted because of this, guys? Really? I'm serious. I think it is our thoughts, not his. He was jealous of the kids. Yeah. The kids were not gold in his mind. Yeah, that's true. Well, wait a minute. But he could be looking at it as gold as being important, being the thing that everybody wants to find. I don't know. Am I reaching? Maybe. My guess law enforcement is going through all their tech, building a case based off their phone's data. Yeah, I'm sure. Even potholes have gold gravel. Daniel is shoveling a lot of something, and it isn't gravel. Yeah, exactly. It's a strange thing for him to say, right? Strange thing. Yeah, is that statement a saying from somewhere? I don't know. Our friend might thinks Daniel drove them to the ocean night before, all through the night, up all night. I think, yeah, that's what I think as well. That's what I think as well. I think those kids were, um, taken to the ocean, and that's why he was sleeping at 6:17 because he got back and went to bed right away. I don't know. Yeah, career boosting. How does he think this oh my gosh. How does he think this is gonna help his career, guys? Seriously. Uh, I'm not sure where he was, what these were taken from. They were just shared in here. Um, so I don't know. Daniel seems to think because of his high profile, um, his career is gonna be boosted. That's what you missed. It is, yes, scary about the gravel for sure. Police said they are updating biofamily. You make a really good point. He is not biofamily. And that's why I think Janie's telling the truth. They haven't heard from RCMP for weeks, according to Janie. And she's mad, right? Because they're not talking directly to them. They are not biofamily. And Malaya would have the ability to say, can you please let Daniel and Janie know? But why would she say that, right? Where do you find gold? Mines, water, in the ground. Good point. Don't they pan for gold and like in the water? Right? That's why I think it's leakage, prayer warrior. Using the word buried. Yeah. He's digging a hole deeper than he's going to be able to climb out of. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Leveling out the gravel for a pool, which makes no sense in May in Canada when she sounded downright mad about Lilly wanting a backpack just like her oldest granddaughter. Yeah. And yeah. What little kid do you know? Yeah, they all have someone they look up to, right? That is a good point. Stay away from the family or you will find yourself in a pothole. Absolutely. Yeah, if they were put in the ocean, it'd be cams that pick up the vehicle, and that's a lot of footage they gotta go through, guys, so yeah, she didn't wanna do anything for them. I think the night and early hours. Wondered why the police checked Janie's home 3 times. That's a good point. I wondered the same thing. I did wonder the same thing. Right. Don't grow up to be a Janie. So wanted me leave the mill and become an investigator. Yeah. Well, please remember we don't use other creators in the chat, okay? Joanne thinks there's still some sort of secret message in the waterfall statement. About Daniel being away and possibly driving them to the ocean. Well, that's what I think. I think sometime in the middle of the night, something happened with those children. He took them and drove them to the ocean. That's what I think. And yeah, I would have been back sooner. Could be. Janie blew a hole in Durwood's version and she blew a hole in Daniel's. Well, and even Daniel said that he did talk to Durwood, but and told him some stuff, but some of the stuff is out there, he said. So he said that Durwood lied as well. Yep. Yeah, I believe the Bay Fundy. Granny's gigglers. I like that. I like that. Due to the high, you can't as well forget career boost. Yeah. How does he think it's a high profile case? It isn't even being covered daily on the world news. It's hardly being covered in Canada. It's not really being covered in the US at all, right? 3 times 3, yeah. Yeah, the number 3, so in reality, how many times was the trailer checked, Janie? Because 3 is a liar's number. Aw, I'm glad, Sandra. I agree with you, Missy. I really think our CMP has evidence on all these also smart and high profile people. I don't think it was checked 3 times now that Walla brought it up. 3 times is a liar number, so I don't think they checked it 3 times. Yeah, I don't know if she does or not. Somebody needs to hit him over the head with a brick. Truth verification unit, Daniel, what about that? All right, let's see some more here. I'm hoping to get through these tonight. Major crimes only. So we saw that one already. Oh, voila. It's time for the violin again. My goodness, I am going to have to get some violin music. My ex-wife is trying to keep me from them. Boo-hoo. I can't speak too much on that. I'm sure, you know, whatever. Isn't it convenient? It's another Chris Proudfoot ploy, right, guys? Whenever they don't want to answer a question, oh, I can't, RCMP, Major Crime Unit doesn't want me talking about that. No, I work close with major crimes. They let me know information, but it's still limited. The last statement released by RCMP, I knew in advance before the public. Is that why your mom said that they haven't talked to you guys for over 3 weeks, Daniel? And I'm pretty sure that a statement came out within those 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, right? But they don't talk to you. They haven't talked to you in 3 weeks, but you work with them closely. How does that work? Your ex-wife, on the other hand, sounds very smart. Absolutely. He does think maybe that's what he's thinking. He can write a book, you know. Netflix was a joke, guys. You realize that? Netflix was a joke. He just thought he'd tell a joke. Wow. Somebody said, Daniel, did you know Malaya wanted to leave? Did you two have an argument the night before or that morning? No argument. But he didn't answer. Did you know she wanted to leave? No argument. But that's a perspective many people have, though. Why, why would he say that? Seriously. That's a perspective many people have, though. Oh my gosh. I believe Jack and Lilly are alive, hence the reward of $150,000 and my belief that no one that's involved is a red rummer. So he doesn't believe any of them are a red rummer. What about accidental death, Daniel? I think your opinions are limited on your perspective. I completed 3 exams over here's the number 3 again, guys. I completed 3 exams over a 3-hour span. Liar number again.
Hey, internet friend.
All right. That was all of it. Isn't that amazing? Yep. Another 3. The reward is from the Justice Department of Nova Scotia at the request of the RCMP. Needs to learn to spell before a book, right? Yeah. My mom used to sing that all the time. My nephew's name was Daniel. The pipes are calling. Oh my gosh. That's more fitting than we even knew. Oh wow. That is something else, guys. No, he can't keep his mouth shut. He cannot. He doesn't know how. Yeah, it was my mom's favorite song. About the night before early morning. Um, the only thing that came out that I thought was interesting is Daniel said, remember when RCMP said that they were seen um, out and about in town with family members the day before they went missing. He said they got home about 4:00. So that was Daniel finally answered that question, that they got home about 4 the day before they went missing. So in my opinion, from 4:00 to 6:00 when Malaya got up to count them missing for school, something happened. Our CMP knows he runs his mouth. Never interrupt an enemy destroying themselves. They do great all on their own. Yeah, absolutely they do. Absolutely do. Yeah, I think it was Irish. See if I missed anything else here. Yeah, the reward is for tips that lead to an arrest and conviction. It's not for the recovery of the kids. An arrest and conviction of whoever is responsible. They're more cracking their stories than Humpty Dumpty got. Yep. Very true. Very true. Yeah, no worries, Explorer. I always want everybody to have the facts as much as I can. Now, I know I have said that I don't believe Daniel, you know, um, and I don't. So the fact that he said 4:00, take that with a grain of salt because we don't know, right? For sure, you know. Yeah, he'd have a very hard time, wouldn't he? Couldn't keep his mouth shut with Gorilla Glue and duct tape covering it. Secret agent, man. I'm not a singer. I know. Isn't it fun, guys? We have learned so much through these cases, you know, and when we see things like the number 3, it's like, examine it. Is it a lie? Is it possibly a lie? I I love the fact that we've learned so much about statement analysis that we can pick things up on their own, right? I remember someone had an opinion that the kids could have gotten into turpentine thinking it's water. Yeah, I've said before, some kind of chemical, you know, is always a possibility whenever you have babies around, right? If you don't have things put up in a way and in childproof, you know, containers or cupboards or drawers or whatever, what have you. You have the potential, especially if you're laying in bed like they said they did, although I'm not sure I believe it. But if you're laying in bed and you hear the kids up by themselves and you've got chemicals laying around, ah, you know, so I think that's always a possibility. And that could even cause panic because you'd be afraid of losing Meadow in that case as well, right? Hopefully Janie doesn't try to cover up more evidence. I think she was covering up HEV tracks. Or drag marks. Oh, I don't like the thought of that. I don't know. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, walla, walla, bang, bang. You guys, I'm too sexy for my chair, too sexy for my hair, too sexy for you. Oh, you guys are goofy. Oh. Oh gosh. Yes, Lori, it would be serious damage to their throats. Yeah, it would burn. Like-minded people attract more like-minded people, and critical thinkers are an endangered species. I saw us on the list, right? Yeah, I think we are an endangered species. There's not many of them left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a strong smell. Because Janie covered the other one up. That's what happened. Well, here's a thought. Was it dumped into something and left sit out? And they thought it was water? Does the smell go away after a little bit? I mean, I don't know. I've smelt it before, I've used it, but I've never left it sit out, so I don't know. But you're right, it is a strong smell. It is a strong smell. Yeah, make their eyes and their nose run, actually. Definitely. Interesting, though. Um, but, I mean, it could be anything else, Kids kids get into stuff like that. That's why they tell you to keep that stuff away from children. Yeah, it's highly, highly flammable. How would you know that, Walla? I would never thought it could be used like chloroform. That's true, Prayer Warrior. Those laundry pods are dangerous, and kids have gotten into them and eaten them, right? They have. So I don't think it's too far off to think that they could have gotten into something like that. because and don't ask me why. Kids just do dumb stuff, right? That's a good point. Turpentine makes my studio stink. If I do not discard it quickly, I have to store it in the garage. Can't see kids ingesting it. Gotcha. Prestone, on the other hand, looks like juice and I guess tastes good. Oh, ew. Yep, absolutely. And that's strong. That's strong smelling. It doesn't fade. Gotcha. I do too. All mine is underneath my sink. Here's the deal. I never well, I think I did have child locks when my kids were little. However, it's like anything else. You know, your kids are quiet. You go find out what they're doing, right? I don't know. I always looked in on my kids whenever they were little, you know. What were they into? What were they doing? Because they're going to be kids. You swallowed a turtle. Oh my gosh. Did it taste good? You know, kids put things in their nose and their ears, guys. I mean, who knows why kids do things, right? But they do. I thought it was chocolate wrapped up in turtle paper. Oh my gosh. My theory at the moment is more abuse. Someone snapped and covered up Palooza with these people. I'm hung up on as to what is their motive to throw the kids over what selfish screams out to me. Why hide them? Yeah. I I don't think they're red rummers though. So that's where I get stuck. I think that it was accidental. Oh my gosh. Oh, didn't chew it, you just swallowed it. Did it come out the other end? Yeah, one child will find out it's nasty, and I don't think the other child would try unless they were trying at the same time. I mean, I don't know. Cheerios and peas up the nose are tough to get out. I, my kids never did that, so I'm thankful. But I've seen videos. My little nephew ate a light bulb, guys. He actually chewed it. He ate it. So again, don't ask me why kids do what they do. My mom was so scared. She had gone down in the basement to get a load of laundry and came back up, and he was eating the light bulb. I had a cousin who put a petal from a plastic flower up her nose. It was dead. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Antifreeze, rugs, something like that. Something like that. Sadly, you know, kids will do the darndest things, right? Yeah, a light bulb. It was one of those little ones, right? Yeah, ate a light bulb. That's right. Belinda said there was frost on the ground that morning. Those kids didn't leave. I did some crazy shit. Lots of laugh, no kids for me. Can't imagine the payback. Brenda, Joe, and I have talked about that. My youngest daughter, she has her youngest little one is just like her. I think oh my goodness. I think payback will come at some point. It's so sad to think, but oh yes. My little grandbaby is just like her. Oh, thank you, Walla. If you and chat want, can we watch the Janie interview? um, yeah, it's only about 10 minutes. I guess we could watch it. Hang on just a second. Lacey's going to thank you today. Awesome. All right, so go here. We're on part 3-4. I'm gonna put up our our warning, sensitive material.
Called me at 8:48. We talked for 2 minutes 59 seconds. After that, I laid down. My dog barked because Lily and Jack were here where the swings are. I have a board up over my window. I did not see them because the board was closed. The reason I have a board up over my window is for the wintertime to keep the draft out and for the summertime to keep the sun out. I heard them Friday morning. I swear on a Bible. Better than that, I swear on my father's grave. I heard them Friday morning. So the kids were here Friday morning. After
She swears on a Bible, and better than that, she swears on her father's grave. Interesting.
that, I don't know what happened to them. My first instinct, when she told me the kids were missing, was check the woods. That's what I did.
What happened to her saying that she asked Malaya where they were and they said in the woods? I'm just saying.
And when I found out they were not in the woods, I said they're not in the woods. And for what she said about Jack and Lilly wandering, that's a bunch of BS. The only time they go anywhere up in the woods is when my other two grandchildren are here. And they're always kept an eye on by me. And if Daniel's in the yard, he watches them too. And the kids have never wandered away or never gone in the woods by themselves in the last 2 years. Why all of a sudden would they do it Friday morning? And there's three questions I cannot answer. The first question is who would know the kids were home? And number two, who would know when they were outside? And number three, when I saw Malaya outside my RV, why wasn't she crying?
Oh, ah, she makes me mad. Yes, I think so. Better than that, I'll swear on my father's grave. Oh my gosh. Yep, Janie likes to pile it high. I do remember a case where a small child was found in a tiny space of an RV. I don't know. She, oh, as a grandmother, my first instinct would be let's recheck trailer in places they may be hiding. Exactly. Not let's go into the woods. I agree with her. They're not in the woods. They never were in the woods. I agree with her on that point. I totally agree with her on that point. I don't know. Miss Bessie, my cat, doesn't seem to like Janie's voice. Lacey jumped up when she heard it. Nails on a chalkboard. Yes, very much so. Checking expiration dates on those instincts. This is only 6 minutes long, guys, so we're almost halfway through it. She must be reading.
And as far as Malaya being isolated, that's a bunch of bullcrap. Or why wasn't she hysterical if her kids went missing 20 minutes ago? And here's another thing for you to think about. I lived here for 26 years. I've raised my two boys here. I've been in this community for 60 years. I was born and raised here.
What
My homestead.
What are you saying, Janie? Are you saying that Malaya is an outcast and she wasn't accepted? You're blaming Malaya for the kid's disappearance? What were you doing? Raking gravel at night in the rain.
Is where my brother lives. So I know the traffic on this road after 26 years. I know the traffic on this road. Now, nobody is going to go by here and say, oh, there's two kids in the yard. Let's stop and pick them up. For number one, that's where those three questions come into.
I agree with that. The children were not abducted by anybody, guys. I don't believe that at all. So I agree with her on that. Amazingly, I agree with Janie on a couple of things. Isn't that something?
Because she used to drive Daniel to work when he was working full time. And there's something else I'm going to straighten you out about too in a minute. When she wanted the car, she would drive Daniel to work. She would go do what she had to do. She would even bring Daniel his lunch. She would come home. Then she would go back in the evening and pick Daniel up. So she was free to go whenever she wanted to go. And another thing, the reason why Daniel is only working 1 day a week is because of this here tariff tax. The mill is having problems getting getting logs. That's the only reason why the mill is down 1 day a week. And that started in, I think, February. They started going down 1 day a week. But just in the last 3 weeks, they've been full time. They've been 3 weeks steady, 5 days a week. So if anybody thinks that Malaya was isolated, she had every chance in the world to go wherever she wanted. That's all she had to do was ask Daniel for the car, and Daniel gave her the car. And there in April, she bought a car on her own. So if she wanted to leave, she could have left in April.
All right. So that doesn't make any sense, does it? Why would she need to buy a car of her own if she was able to go anytime she wanted to? Does that make sense to you guys? Daniel and Malaya not going to RB asking if she saw them before yelling for 10 minutes. Yeah. It's because they didn't yell for 10 minutes. That's a good point. Not seeing them because of the board to block the sun in the RV. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. She doesn't have a heart. So why in the world would they go now? Yep. Yep. It's a bunch of baloney, right? We're almost through this, so let's...
She could have left anytime she wanted. She knew me. She knew if she wanted to leave and Daniel put up a fuss, she knew that I would step in and make her go or let her go.
Slip of the tongue there, Janie, and make her go or let her go. So do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that if Daniel wouldn't let Malaya go, that Janie would have stepped in and said, let her go? Why is she, here's my question. Why is she even talking about this? What happened there that she's even discussing this? Hello, Lori. Yeah, they definitely are, Osprey. They're tripping themselves up for sure. Make her go. Yes. Good point. Would she have been able to take Meadow with her? I'm kind of curious. Does she say that? Let's see.
I would not stop her from leaving. Even though Daniel's my son, that's the time I would step in. So people can't say that she didn't want to leave here because she was isolated, that she couldn't go anywhere. That's a bunch of bull crap. And she had the use of my vehicle too whenever she wanted it. So if people think that she didn't want to live here because she was isolated, if that's what she's telling everybody, well, or if that's what you're hearing, that's a bunch of bull crap. And if she did want to leave, and I wasn't around to stop Daniel from letting her leave, there's always 911. There's always a way out.
So, and if she did want to leave and I wasn't here to stop Daniel from letting her leave, why is she saying that then? Yeah, we don't know the specifics, right, Walla? But the fact that Janie is talking so much about it, if she did want to leave and I wasn't here to stop Daniel from letting her leave, why would she say that? And yes, Joanne, I agree with you. She didn't want her there. Her tone of voice and the way that she talked about Malaya and the kids, very with a lot of disdain, just a lot of disdain, right? I don't think she wanted them there. However, she never says that she could have left with Malaya, right? Yeah, Nunya, exactly. Or she could have called 911. I'm Yeah, that's what I think too. She sunk Daniel as being controlling. She did. I don't think for a minute that either Daniel or Janie would have let Malaya leave without with Meadow. I really don't think so. They would have let her leave. I think both of them would have let her leave, but not with Meadow. They're so worried about what others say, very selfish and narcissistic. This woman is so angry. Yeah, I know. I agree. That's what I think too, Lori. She wasn't getting out without handing Meadow over. And that's the big one. If she was truly in a DV relationship, even if she had the vehicle, she would be scared. She would be scared. Yeah. They would have let her leave with her children, but not Meadow. Yeah, makes no sense whatsoever. I agree. You're back to lurking. Why? That's no fun. They would not be pleased. Yeah. Yep. And I could if Malaya so here's the one thing she said. If Malaya is saying that, I don't think Malaya has ever said anything about them being controlling. And she never really said it outright. She told Belinda in a text that Daniel didn't want her bringing the kids over there for visits and that Daniel did not want her to give out their address. So she didn't actually say that he was controlling her. But I mean, you can read into it, right? I'll bet Malaya's money was used for the property taxes. That's very true, Bobby. Liars are the angriest type of people to deal with, especially when everyone knows they're lying. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I would not stop her from leaving. Right. But I bet you wouldn't let her go with Meadow, would ya? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Let's finish it up. We're right at the end here. And that was the end. And the last thing she said was, there's always a way out. Isn't that interesting, right? Always a way out. Yeah. Take it from someone who's been through DV. There's always a way out. And it might not be the way you really want to go. Hello, JDR. Yes, 5,000 videos to view. That is a lot. It is a lot. Very much so. And if she left without Meadow, they would say she abandoned her. Yeah. Yeah. No matter what Malaya does in this situation, um, she's not going to win, according to Daniel and Janie, right? I think Janie would have paid someone to take her to wherever she wanted to go just to get rid of her. I wouldn't doubt it, but I bet she wouldn't have let Meadow go. That's my thinking. Yeah, she thinks her and her son are going to get away with it. I don't think so. I think Daniel got wind of Malaya planning to leave either in an argument or some other way, and her purchasing a vehicle escalated. Good point, Explorer. Her purchasing a vehicle, yeah, I can see that big time. Big time. I think there was some arguments over that. Just awful. I can't imagine what it was like living there. So, my grannyism for tonight is there comes a time in life when you have to let go of all the pointless drama and people who create it and surround yourself with people who make you laugh so hard that you forget the bad and focus solely on good. After all, life is too short to be anything but happy. Isn't that awesome? And that's what we're doing here. We're surrounding ourselves with people who make us laugh so hard. I love it. I love it. Janie, you're a real treat, right? Wildebeest. That's why Logan was so angry when Malaya stood up to them and left. Yeah, I agree. Interesting, no. But yes, uh, I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. I always feel better after being with you guys for a couple hours every night. But yeah, I mean, life is too short, and I do not understand why people want to surround themselves. You know, I mean, think about it, right? If you're on the internet, you're you're looking to, spend some time, right? Why would you spend your time with a bunch of drama. Why are people attracted to that? I do not get that. I told him, Missy. I knew you would like that. Do they have satellite images of that area for the RCMP? I don't know. Yeah, they're running scared now. You know, hey, Malaya said it to Belinda. The truth will come out. Right? The truth will come out. I've really had a hard time dealing with knowing these children just disappeared like they have. It's been so depressing. Yeah, I agree. And that's why we try to lighten it up a little bit, right? Not because we think that this is funny at all, that 2 children have vanished into thin air. Um, I said it in Sebastian's case, children just don't go poof. They don't. So, oh, really makes me angry. And that's why we have to laugh. We have to lighten things up a little bit. That's why I don't play Janie nonstop. There's still more tapes out there, guys, but we're not gonna, 6 minutes at a time, that's enough. That's enough, you know? So, yeah, I agree, Explorer. Drama is stressing. I do not know how people do it. I watched it in Sebastian Rogers' case, and I even, you know, was in the bushes of a few of those channels just to see what was being said so that I would have some kind of basis, because you guys know I like to try to keep up on what's going on out there, you know, um, in the case that I'm following. I could not believe it. I mean, I couldn't even stomach it. And honestly, it's happening for me in this case as well on some channels. So it's it's just scary. So I do not understand it. And that's why I try to make this channel different. Absolutely. Your mental health deserves better. Absolutely. Yeah. Just until they tell us where they are. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad, Bobby. I wish we had more facts to go with. Right. I wish we had more facts. But that's why that's where the statement analysis comes in, and that statement tonight about truckload of gravel and digging for gold. I don't know. There's something about that statement that's just on my mind. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I don't. Um yeah, there are a lot of people that do truly love it. I'm just not one of them. The older I get, the it's like this grannyism. There comes a time in life when you have to let go of all the pointless drama and people who create it, and surround yourself with people who make you laugh so hard that you forget the bad and focus solely on the good. Because yeah, life is too short to be anything but happy, right? Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I appreciate that, you guys. I really do. When is a trash pickup, or do they? I don't honestly know. I know that they have a trash can with a heavy lid. That's all I know, according to Daniel, because animals can't lift the lid. It's too heavy, evidently. I don't know. I bet a bear could, but I don't know. I don't know how that works in Canada. Um, I know when I lived in the country here in Wisconsin, um, we took our trash to the dump. Wow. Every other week? Interesting. Wow. Prayer warrior, it's just a legal disclaimer, right? I don't necessarily like the wording of it either, but it keeps us from legalities, from or it's supposed to. Yeah. Yep, the lid that opened itself, even though it was heavy. A piece of blanket had wings and flew a good distance to perch on a tree. Yeah. You find it annoying. Well, that's why I don't really say it. I just, we kind of put it in chat, and I put it at the front of my videos always. So I know a lot of people say it. I don't feel the need to say it. I, it's redundant. Isn't it funny how they are staying away from water, but they made references to water in the beginning? I ran in water waist deep. What was the other one? Oh, diving in. So he's had leakage about references to water. So, all right, guys, that's all I have. We're 2.5 hours in. So, um, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and thank you for laughing and giggling with me. I'll be thinking about some AI songs for Daniel and maybe for Bewitched. We'll see, we'll see what happens. Um, and think about um our giggle award, right? All right, you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.